I am back. It says unstable at the moment, so let me do a quick refresh and see what's going on. It says I'm offline. No good. Sorry, let me just take a quick second here, see what's going on. No good. All right. Yep. If somebody could say something in chat just to confirm that I am live and not streaming to myself, so much the better, but I think we're good to go. I'm going to assume that we're going on. All right, our troops received one of the Advent data pads from the field. There's valuable intel stored within. We can recover the intel, but it will require some time. This is, okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Sean Bean. Just for those of you who were here during the Steam, this is something different. So I'm using an old version of OBS, which does sometimes run into video card problems. That's what I encountered there. But yeah, the Steam thing was something different. So this was just a straight up crash on OBS. So thank you, Sean Bean, for letting me know that I'm not streaming to myself. All right, alien encryption. Unlike the conventional encryption methods we would typically encounter with terrestrial data stores, the aliens appear to be using an advanced matrix consisting of both mechanical and biological ciphers combined with some form of psionic interference. The thought of uncovering the aliens' most complex designs is both intriguing and frightening in equal measure.
Having now seen the inner workings of the Black Site facility, the outcome is perhaps even more troubling than I had expected. It is clear the aliens have undertaken a gruesome task. I will leave this matter for you to investigate, Commander.
Okay, so 144 supplies is going to be really helpful in the next little bit. Your work in infiltrating the Black Site in the eastern U.S. has brought us even closer to understanding the aliens' true motivations.
New objective added.
Complete the alien encryption research.
The aliens are relaying a form of encryption beyond anything we've ever encountered, much less theorized. We'll have to find a means of breaking the code, but I expect it will take some time.
All right.
You saw the same things I did in that facility, so now you should understand why I've kept my people away from their cities all this time. The aliens offered up miracle cures, and they weren't lying. Death does cure all ailments.
So let's, I'm gonna do a quick save just to make sure that I don't lose anything too precious. So my original plan was to hit as many of those black sites as I could. But first thing I want to do in the proving ground is build the Skulljack.
I'll have the team get started immediately, Commander. I'll let you know as soon as we've made progress.
I would like to do stuff like the spider suit and all that as well, but first things first. Also, I want to make sure that my team is short on supply. I'm literally one supply away, which is a shame.
Pickings are slim, but I'm hoping we find a few more recruits who can handle a wrench. I could use the help. Hello, Commander.
Okay, so the sparks repairing, which is exactly where I want it. 75 for a new sharpshooter ability. I mean, it's so tempting, but I need to manage my resources a little bit better before I consider doing something like that.
You continue to prove resourceful, Commander. Although you have dealt a blow to the aliens' work by destroying the Black Site, there is still much to be done.
Commander, remote reconnaissance indicates the aliens have a UFO hunting for our position. We need to be careful about where we pick our flight paths.
Alright, so I think the UFO is going to decide...
Slowly, my knowledge of your movement grows, and with each passing day, I come closer to ending your ceaseless flight from battle.
Oh, I need to install a radio relay before I get the bonus. So yeah, There's one side of me which says immediately go to the black sites. The next says go for the intel. I think I'm going to try for the intel,
Avenger plotting
but we'll see
new
what the
course.
UFO does. Oh man, that thing's close. Let's see what its path looks like. Okay, good news on the training. I hate doing this, but I do actually need to keep track of. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grenadiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So technically, I really should do more specialists, but I think I am going to go for one more grenadier. So one of the reasons why I want to train this rookie up is it'll free up a card in my for my covert actions. So we'll finish that off. And it is pretty risky where this UFO is, but we'll see what
What they
happens.
were getting themselves into when they joined up with your resistance.
Okay.
The Elders don't have mercy to spare for anyone.
Chosen has clamped down on resistance activities in the region, reducing the area's supply income.
These Chosen are constantly hunting us to try and recapture you, Commander, and are spreading terror throughout the Resistance as they go.
Okay.
We'll need to pay close attention
Looks
to
like it
each
went
one
away.
as they gain more information about our plans.
Okay, good news on the alien debris. That means I'll be able to get that final item and honestly just keep clearing the machinery. It'll take a while, but I mean, we'll only have one left at the end of it, so. It is also tempting to upgrade Resistance comms. So for 125 supplies, that'll help my income a lot. When is the next supply drop? 2 weeks. But I don't have the intel for it, so it's better for me not to. New target acquired. We've acquired new targets for our guerrilla operations against Advent, Commander. Okay, so there's going to be a few things that determine this. An engineer is so this is the challenge, is that it's a difficult mission, but it does come with an engineer. I want to see what the other possibilities are, though. So we also have the Lost, which is going to be important when I pick my my squad. So moderate, I get a new scientist. Signal jamming is a bit of a problem. Ooh. So it's either West Africa or New Chile. I don't like the signal jamming one, so against my better judgment, I'm gonna go for this one.
Setting course for Chile.
I mean, the engineer would have been great, but I think I can get by. I think I said I needed a new offensive hacker. Okay. This is going to be a chance to we'll get some of the B team on this. So Kite's not quite fully rusted up yet, so I think we've got another ranger we can bring in. Alright, I want to double up my specialists. I guess I can bring the new one. Oh wait, I don't think I have a new one yet, so... Jesse Quill's tired, so... Yeah, I believe Tariq is our offensive one, so... Space Hopper, I think, yeah, that's my healer. Is Ariel on a... Yeah, she's on a mission, so Akadak's back on. And I think we should be able to bring Frantic Whisper... Nope, Frantic Whisper's tired, so we will bring... Is Osvaldo our best chance? I guess so. And I think I'm going to bring the Templar in again. Alright, so we'll make... Kind of need to make sure I've got all the items distributed. But yeah, this is mostly just to try and make sure that my team's reasonably well trained. My A team's more or less taken care of and they just finished a mission, so this is going to be to get some of my lower level people upgraded. My composition would have been different if it was that mission that had the Lost. I probably would have brought more specialists in just because they're able to put out a lot of firepower. The problem, though, is that because I'm using my B team on this, I may be reluctant to take out one of the other black sites. We'll see. Oh, I did it, Coach. I don't think you're around anymore, are you? No, drat. Just a reminder, guys, if you were here for the Steam... If you were here for the Cultist Simulator Steam...
As far as we can tell, the data may be tied to the alien operation we recently detected. Take out any hostile forces protecting the vehicle. Secure the AO and recover the assets.
If you were here for the Cultist Simulator Steam stream, the developers and I are currently trying to get an idea of roughly what the attendance was at certain times. So if you guys have any even rough ideas, like over 500 people at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, that will help immensely. Like, don't make stuff up, but if you even just have a ballpark, that will be better than the current guessing that we're doing right now. So I was meaning to say that a few more times. I totally forgot to mention it to I Did It Coach. But yeah, if you guys did, any of you did happen to stop by at that time, that would help us a lot to sort of determine the impact that the stream had.
Menace 1-5, we've got a bead on the Advent data vault near your position. Be advised, self-detonating charges are in place at the target. Move to disarm and extract the package before its contents are destroyed.
So I'm lucky on this one in the sense that not breaking cover will get me some extra time, so I can get really close to the target. But sometimes I make stupid moves, so that may not be the advantage that I think it is. Let's start with our Blade Master.
Location confirmed.
Ideally, I'm gonna have people up on the roofs, but okay, so that's gonna trigger. Yeah, going up that drain pipe's not gonna help me. So we will go around the edge.
The power guides me.
So if I can't look up the if I can't take advantage of the roof, I'm at least going to see what's happening behind these alleys.
Dann mal los.
It's not a great starting position, but I think we'll be able to make something out of this.
Roger that.
Okay, Akakadak's got the heavy weapons.
Double time.
I kind of want him moving up the alleyway if I can, something a little more open. And the real conundrum is what I'm going to do with Osvaldo. I think for now I'm just going to move him like this and figure out what to do next round. I think a big deal is going to be how the AI moves this round. Okay, so we're going to be able to make some progress up the alley. So first of all, Osvaldo. Turns out I can move him onto the roof.
Got it. Moving.
But apparently he doesn't see the enemy, which is a little disconcerting. Okay, now I think moving to that door is going to trigger the enemy, but I'm not 100% sure how that works. So I'm going to be a little bit of a scumbag and set up a save that way.
Got it.
Yep.
We've been spotted.
Sorry, I know that's really corny, but I'm not 100% sure how vision works, so because I'm not playing Iron Man, I'm going to take advantage of it to learn. So what I do instead is...
Spurte los.
This is going to be a little tight for positioning, but
Solid copy.
we should be able to make something of this. Okay, now Akakadak's probably in the worst position out of everyone to make something happen, but I think we'll put him by Space Hopper, and then hopefully when it all kicks off... Oh yeah, I also got to worry about Jaws. Not a lot of great spaces for them, but this will do the trick. But the good news is I've got 2 melee characters on both ends of the... Aha. I've got 2 melee units in pretty sweet positions, actually.
Guide my
I
hand.
think that's as close as I'm willing to get at the moment.
I'll maintain my watch.
Okay, I can live with this.
Scanner Gebiet.
So I'm curious if Shock can go in... Oh, that's going to be a good one. Okay, I'm definitely using Shock on that.
Scanning.
Overwatch.
You know, even though not all of these are how I'd want to start all of this,
Roger.
I think the position I'll be in at the end of this, yeah, will still be worth it.
For the Templars! Prepare to fight!
So let's just make sure that they're still behind cover, although the Muton should die. No, that was easy.
Bestätigter Abschuss.
Alright, so I have a place to move them afterwards. I think we'll just put them behind... I think we'll put them behind this heavy cover so that they can get a little bit
Path is clear.
closer to the action. Alright, so I'm not crazy about the fact that I can't see anyone in here, but we're gonna go balls to the wall, and we're gonna move Shock in on this.
World is ours.
Oh, that wasn't a kill. Alright, so I gotta get him to safety.
I trust in your command.
Okay, so now the trick's gonna be to try and do what we can to
Rücke zu Zielkoordinaten vor.
deal with the mess that I made. They're all behind pretty good cover is the biggest problem that I'm running into,
Abschuss
but
bestätigt.
I think we can still make something work out of this.
Whatever you say.
This is pretty good cover. I don't have a really good armor destroyer in position at the moment. Jaws doesn't quite have the range that they need. Ah! Jaws is also still a stealth character. I forgot.
Got it covered.
That is going to be really helpful next round. Okay, so... Okay, so like obviously 49's a better chance, but if I can take out the shield bearer, that's going to save me a lot of grief next round. So we'll roll the dice. I mean, I can't be mad that that didn't work, right? Akadak, can you do anything meaningful? Probably destroy the cover, which would have made that easier for my sniper to hit, but... Let's see if we can seal the deal with a lowly... Ah, cool. So, yeah, the main reason behind that was I didn't want the shield bearer to give this guy some extra points. One nice little advantage of that guy's retreat was that I can move my specialist up. I want to get some vision on... If I can get vision on the guy, so much the better, as squad sight will be helpful. But my main goal here is to hack... Oh, I don't need to hack the... I need to hack the van, so that's good news. I guess the next question is, am I going to be able to take out the guy?
Und los geht's.
Yeah, so he's behind pretty strong cover at the moment. Oh, but
Feel the power of the Templars.
the Templars provide.
Your gods abandon you.
Hey guys! At least they'll be down a move. Alright, I gotta get to safety. The roof is an interesting strategy, but this guy can just run up to me and murder me, so I want to make... Ideally, I want to make it costly for them to pursue me into this building. There aren't a lot of great cover opportunities inside here. Well, you know what? We'll live with this. It's not my ideal cover, but it'll help. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, hacking will be on what? This is not really helpful. I'm gonna do an Overwatch just because if the guy runs, I get a bit of an advantage. This thing's really cramping my style. So we'll move you as far forward as we can. I need to make something happen with this guy, otherwise it's going to be just a waste of turns. So
Closing on target position now.
we're kind of getting ready for the firefight that's going to happen inside this building next turn. Do I want... It's a 45% chance against full cover. Or I can do a combat protocol and do a little, like... give him a little disrespect. Yeah, you know what? As much as I hate to... Oh, hang on. So if I do Overwatch, I don't think I'm going to get the shot that I think I'm going to get. So we'll go for like a all or nothing. Yeah.
Get it together.
I think I'm going to... I'll go for just the risky moves. Oh, that paid off.
Armor still holding.
And Akadak.
Heading out.
I think again we're gonna do a setup for we're gonna do a setup for some Overwatches just in case. Did I ever play Valkyria Chronicles? I played a little bit of it. I haven't done too much. It very much seemed up my alley. It's kind of like this nice little blend between turn-based strategy and but with a bit of a real-time element. Ooh, that was a nasty hit. Yeah, that's not a surprise that they did that. Is it one that you'd recommend, Sean Bean?
So much.
Okay. So... Oh, I'm not in range. I don't even have any friends to like give me a boost. Okay. Is there any kind of cover that I can run around? Maybe. This might just wind up wasting my turn.
Roger that.
Okay, so let's see if there's something we can do about all this positioning I spent the first little while, first part of the turn building up. Well, there's definitely one thing I'm going to do with my specialist. So we'll do a combat protocol on the Muton to take him out of action. And one of my highest priorities needs to be hitting the snake.
Rolling.
Okay, not great odds, but I'm taking it. Yeah, could be worse.
I might have winged him.
All right.
My ammo's running low.
So this one, even though it's a 31% chance, if I can do damage to this thing, it's worth it. And I don't have a lot of other people who are able to do that. Okay, that's a
I
shame.
got nothing.
I might potentially lose my Templar as a result of that.
Ich rücke aus.
Well, I might as well work with what we've got. Story has an interesting basis in an alternate World War II. It's a bit childish. The gameplay is really good with a mix of strategy and real time, as you said. Apparently, so Julian Gollop was the one to make the original XCOM game, like XCOM UFO Defense. And apparently this game never got made, but apparently he was working on a game that was very much like Valkyria Chronicles, and when it came out, he said it was basically like that original game that he wanted to make.
They're on to me.
So that made me really interested in Valkyria Chronicles as a result, but
1-5, we're not picking up further contacts near your position. Site is secure. Move on the target before the charges detonate.
I comply.
but yeah, the one drawback I sort of ran into on that one was I think I started playing it just before XCOM 2 came out, and somebody gave me another streamer, Jesse Quill, actually gave me a copy of XCOM 2 as a gift. So I wound up abandoning it, not because I didn't like it, but because a sequel to a game which I just love was released. So it was just a bit of bad timing on my part. There's a new one coming out soon, I think, isn't there? So problem with this one, it was a couple of my agents wound up taking damage in sort of unnecessary ways, and I sort of wasted my ranger. But
this is Avenger.
not bad
We have positive
overall.
Confirmation of the target package. Move to acquire.
Okay, so I might as well at this point just reload with everybody. I don't think there's going to be any enemies coming in.
On Overwatch. It's killing time.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, this is...
Scanning.
So I'm
Menace
always...
1-5, we're not picking up further contacts near your position. Site is secure. Move on the target before the charges detonate. Menace 1-5, the clock is ticking. That detonator isn't going to wait. Get to the vault and disarm it before we run out of time.
Central is so needy. All right, delays the current dark event projects by 2 weeks. Sounds like a good deal. As nice as it is to get an income increase. Oh, do I not even get that? Brutal. But yeah, I mean, so I think strategy works reasonably well for me because I like the games and it gives me something to talk about.
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
I think we'll just go for the generic photo on this one. But yeah, so it gives me something to talk about, which is always nice. It's kind of the only thing that I can really sell the stream on.
Was a planned exercise. Citizens should not be alarmed. All weapon fire and wounds were simulated to better train Advent forces.
And they're all, I don't know, they're all kind of like puzzles. So it's really fun to kind of give voice to a thought, a little bit like Cultist Simulator. Like, it's fun to give voice to a thought process behind a game. And they're definitely, it's a genre that I've really liked ever since I've been playing games. You'll be back, you'll be lurking while you eat. Okay guys, so here's a question. I was actually going to finish streaming at 11. It's 11:10 right now. But seeing as Johnny is back, do you guys want to see the other special DLC mission? Or do we want to do like a generic mission and save the other special DLC mission for another occasion? For the other mission you get to play as Central, which is really fun. Okay, so parry after attacking with Ren, prevent all damage from the next attack instead of moving. Aftershock, target struck by Volt will be easier to hit, increasing your squad's aim by 15 against the target. That's pretty tempting. Amplify, mark a single target with a psionic lens, causing them to take an additional 33% damage from a number of future single target attacks. And Shadow Step, the soldier no longer trigger. I gotta go for a Shadow Step. I pretty much go for that universally. You'll defer to Johnny. You don't know too much about this game. Says you'd save the special for another day when you can really save your... Okay, cool. Alright, tons of loot. Laser sight, scope, repeater, Illyrian core. The problem is I never actually put these things on my weapon, so I need to get better at that. More sectoid corpses, mutons, advent, shield bearer, trooper, viper corpse. We should be getting some free ones in a minute.
Commander.
Raul Hernandez. We've countered the signal jamming dark event. Your team did an admirable job in recovering the serum toxicity report from the field, Commander. The loss of this material will no doubt be a blow to the aliens' development of their current project. Alright. Why is this... Oh. So let's push it forward to see what happens. Commander, after recent success, members of the Resistance in the Western U.S. have brought us reports of activity that we may want to investigate. Not now.
Our cooperation has proven to be a boon to the Resistance.
Excellent. Spurious ECG is raiding. Unfortunately, we don't have an animation for that yet, but thank you very much. I was actually just about to wrap up, so now I'm really committed to doing another mission. Everyone from Spurious's chat, what are you up to? Let me see what you were streaming. You were streaming... Stellaris. You always... Wait a minute, I think you always stream Stellaris. At least that's the only thing I've seen you play. You must do other things. How is Stellaris stream? What kind of Empire are you playing right now? Have to do another 30 minutes at least, yeah. Thank you very much for that, and thank you from everybody. Thank you for everybody from Spurious's channel. I've not watched recently, which makes me feel bad. And you played a bit of XCOM, okay, yeah. I mean, the one thing that I will say, anything that I've watched, I don't know if you consider yourself a strategy streamer, but at least whenever I've kind of caught you casting, you've always been playing something that I would be playing myself, so that's a pretty easy recommendation to give to anybody who's checking out right now. What kind of an empire were you playing in Stellaris? In the meantime, our efforts have led us to Oceania, and Garher Baldur has no doubt sought shelter somewhere within its borders. We should continue our work together and forge on in pursuing the so-called hunter. It will no doubt fight desperately to survive, but we must leave it no safe haven on our world. Elkanu got a promotion, and everybody's getting better.
Piece of information
Wide variety, love tactics, indies, and especially sci-fi with aliens.
Slowly but steadily, our faith in your word grows, Commander.
I'm feeling like I'm gonna try Distant Worlds Universe at some point. It will be difficult, and I suspect I will get very frustrated, but I think that'll make for an interesting cast too, so... Alright, so you've done right by us, Commander, and together we will retake the power that the Elders have stolen from our world. Deeper Learning 2, Hunt for the Chosen 2, and Breakthrough Research.
We continue to progress in our campaign against the Elders, and now we gain new abilities as a result.
Pretty good.
Our influence with the Resistance factions has motivated them to share some new information on the Chosen.
So I'm really, really tempted to try and like go into the fire, but unfortunately my character is healing right now, so... Gather intel is actually not too bad, so let's, again, we'll use these as a little bit of a training mission, so let's say... Sujin Han. Well, no, hang on. I don't want the Ranger to get the will. Let's go for one of my new specialists. And Lottie Bevan will negate the risk of a soldier being wounded. Synthetic species that started peaceful and introspective but were instantly hated by a spiritualist bird species which you wiped out and caused other organics to hate you. We were fighting them aligned as a federation, and then the endgame event happened. Spent today trying to survive and somehow managed to. So what endgame event did you wind up getting? Because to my understanding, I've at least encountered more than one, or I've potentially misdiagnosed.
Begin the covert action immediately, Commander.
What the ending event was. I feel like I should be able to upgrade my armor. Yes, so reinforced frame for the spark. I think I'm okay with this current loadout.
I wonder if this is what it was like in the old days. Always on edge, ready for a fight on a moment's notice.
I don't think
Certainly keeps you on your toes.
I don't think I can afford to build the training facilities that I want, so we'll hold off on that. The synthetic one, so I guess this is the contingency. I know the contingency does like weird and wonderful stuff. If you
ask me, these Templars are just as crazy as my brother. What is it about psionic energy that seems to drive them so completely mad?
I think if you have the it's like the alpha complex or something like that. Anyways, the one that's like the I need more supplies for the radio. I really want to get the machine learning ability, but I don't have the money for it, unfortunately. So let's get our intel
Avenger
again.
plotting new course.
But yeah, so there's like the Fallen Empire, and I know there's like some probability that the contingency corrupts it, which I think is a really cool idea. First time you got blocked in and outplayed by other civs. Yeah, that was my experience of Stellaris the first time I played it. I think that's just a rite of passage that everyone goes through, and then we learn.
Strategic resource located.
A stone wall running alongside an overgrown pasture was strewn with the corpses of several alien species. The bodies are deeply decayed but still hold scientific value. Not wasting an opportunity to examine the alien xenobiology for weaknesses, a team brought the corpses on board for Dr. Tygan to study. But yeah, I pretty much all of my like modern playthroughs are essentially like they're more or less structured around the fact that the first time I played,
Avenger plotting new course.
it was like, you know, the colonization of the New World in history. Like everybody just kind of planted down their flags, and like, I mean, this is the really interesting thing about the origins of the United States. Like the 13 colonies relative to the areas that France had claimed for herself, you know, like there was no competition, but the 13 colonies had a much larger population. So, you know, in this case, that didn't turn out well for France, but they sort of, they did exactly what the AI does to you in Stellaris in the real world, so. All right, Dark Event complete, counterattack. Advent units have a chance to enter Overwatch when being revealed. I mean, that's a shame, but it was the risk I was willing to take.
Required to fulfill my purpose. Then so be it.
Oh, that's horrifying, Spurious. All right, Chosen sabotage crew quarters. One of our crew was injured during the Chosen's attack on the Avenger. They'll be out of commission for some time. Engineer Ross Hicks is wounded for 18 days.
The
Ooh.
Chosen are doing whatever it takes to slow us down. We need to watch out for their sabotage attempts.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little rough.
When inspired, our team is actually quite efficient.
Having completed our analysis of the substance tentatively referred to as Elerium-115, it's clear that this material is unlike any other naturally occurring element on Earth. Presumably, the aliens extracted their undoubtedly extensive stores of Elerium from another planet. Stores of Elerium on another planet. That is beyond my capacity to surmise. What I do know with certainty is that this element is incredibly reactive when exposed to high-energy particle fields, providing a source of nearly limitless power that defies all known efficiency standards. Unfortunately, I see, no means of replicating or synthesizing this substance with the resources available to us on Earth. The materials we recover from the aliens themselves will likely constitute the entirety of our available stockpile. The commander will have to be careful in choosing how to allocate these precious resources. R. Tygan. All right, plasma rifles coming up. Commander, we've made an astounding breakthrough. We must begin researching improved bullpups immediately, otherwise the opportunity will be lost. Instant Viper autopsy. Given our extensive battlefield experience against the Viper autopsy can now be completed instantly. Let's start with that.
Although I would expect to be growing more accustomed to seeing the clear intermingling of both human and alien genetic material, I must admit, this reptilian creature with such distinctive human features is surprisingly unsettling. Invasion-era reports include references to a species with some reptilian qualities, but nothing as readily apparent as this. I find it unusual, to say the least, that the subject so often referred to in the past as the Thin Man has now been revealed to actually be a genetic derivative of this wholly reptilian creature.
I find it truly remarkable how adaptable some of the alien species' genetics are to constant tweaks. The constant tweaks that they're often subjected to. In the case of the Viper, a species once identified as the infiltration unit known as a Thin Man, the aliens have made a conscious reduction in their efforts to disguise its true form. Without the introduction of extensive human genetic material, the Viper reverts to a purely reptilian form while apparently retaining the same intellect and combat aptitude. The Viper's snake-like form is in many ways similar to the legless reptiles we commonly encounter on Earth. The enhanced torso musculature allows for upright mobility, and the addition of 2 physically weak but capable arms allows for the handling of traditional weaponry. Of the many alien species our troops encounter in the field, I find the prospect of encountering an intelligent snake standing over 2 meters tall to be the most disturbing. Tygan. New Proving Ground project available. Battlefield medicine. The venom injected by the Viper into its victims is nasty stuff, capable of taking down even the biggest, toughest soldier. However, it also contains a number of enzymes that could be isolated for use in our medkits, greatly improving coagulation at wound sites. Okay, so alien encryption is the mission goal. Plasma rifle will obviously give me cool toys to work with. But it'll cost me a lot of time. I think I'll go for the alien
Send word
encryption.
as soon as we have something of note.
And I'm getting annoyed by the message, so let's do our promotions. So I think I made him Shadow... Yeah, it was Shadow Step. I think I'll make him a run and gun as well. I know my balance is not great for all of my units, but... I don't think I'm going to do blast padding on anyone. This one I think I'll go for demolition. And I think that's my crew. So I'm going to need to make sure I alter my... I don't think I have any recruits who are not... Yeah, I don't have any rookies available, and I don't see any point in hiring them at the moment. So 1 day for intel collection. Yep, we'll just run by it.
Together, we have succeeded in our task.
Okay, good news, we got Lottie back. As we suspected, they cannot shield their minds from the power of the Templars. XP, cohesion, okay, everything's good. And the moment of truth. Okay, so I figure I want my better ranger to get the dodge. So currently Johnny's a bit of a super soldier. Just playing vanilla, although obviously with the War of the Chosen DLC. I have not beaten vanilla XCOM 2 or the expansion. So this is actually we're getting close to the furthest I've been. I think I have done the Skulljack mission. So but we're definitely going into territory I haven't seen before. So for instance, I've never done level 3 of this mission.
Covert is our specialty. Let's just hope your people can keep up.
And in fact, on that note, I think I'm going to save because I suspect there's going to be terrible things waiting for me on the other side of that mission. So. And out of curiosity, I think I'm going to take a quick look. I should have enough people to take out a black site, but I think I'll go for the alloys for now.
Alien facility coordinates locked in, Commander.
Oh, we have word that the aliens have completed construction of a secret facility. That one we don't have in range. So yeah, I'm going to start taking some of those things out, but I will go for the alien alloys first. Oh, they're recovering from the
Commander,
hits that we gave them.
continue to make progress on the Avatar project. If we're going to slow them down, we'll need to move fast.
Yeah, I'm going to need to move after the alien alloys, I think. Retaliation! Commander, Advent have discovered one of our resistance havens. They are targeting innocent civilians in a reprisal strike.
If they would choose defiance, then I will force their obedience.
Alright, so this will be... I believe the skirmishers will fight this guy. So, Operation Laughing Spear. Stop the Advent retaliation. Advent is attacking one of the resistance havens in West Africa. We'll need to respond quickly to prevent further civilian casualties.
Setting course for the West African
I think this will probably be the last mission of tonight. I gotta be a little careful in terms of how I allocate everyone. So I think this time we're gonna take the Spark, Skirmisher. This means that I can't double up my... Alright, I think it's time Kite got some time. Yeah, we'll take Boom Boom again. And the question is whether or not I bring a healer or a... I'm kind of inclined to a healer, but we'll see what he can do. I think this guy was combat. Yeah, it's tricky. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a med kit, but... I'm not sure about this composition, but we'll give it a shot. The idea here is this guy's going to give us some heavy cover now, so...
Sky Ranger deployed.
Menace, ready to deploy.
Herxena, thank you very much for the follow. If you came through Spirius,
People don't stand a chance against them. We're heading in to secure the area. Eliminate all enemy contacts.
if you came through his raid, thank you very much. It's always delightful to meet people kind of who've come from the recommendation. I know that when somebody drops the raid, it's not just that they chose my stream, but it meant that they had to forego the option of kind of getting some publicity inside of another one. So if you did come through that raid, thank you. It reflects well. If you're just somebody who happened to come in and like the stream, that's fine too. But one way or the other, I appreciate that show of support. I believe we're now up to 1980, so 20 followers away from 2,000 follows. I think we'll give up some of those as the people from Steam realize that it's not a Cultist Simulator only channel. But if we do hit 2,000, I'll be sure to do a...
Hostile forces are attacking the outpost. Eliminate all enemy units and protect those civilians.
I'll do something special if when we hit that point.
Position for deployment on this one.
Okay, so one of the reasons why I got that heavy cover for the Spark was just so that my my guys will have a few more mobility options.
Steer clear of those berserkers. They can't do much from range, but they're lethal up close.
This will be character building.
Whatever you say.
Okay, Kite. I have a feeling you probably don't want to have a close encounter with these things. This seems like a really good spot for a grenade, actually.
I'm on it.
Yeah. much I can do about that, unfortunately. Okay, so Mox is probably the most interesting one here because of his grapple.
Changing position.
So the neat thing here is I can get a cheeky little rescue in, and then set him up for a decent overwatch.
I go as ordered. We will protect you.
Oh, no need to, because I've got a good flank. No, he's going to be at risk. He's going to be at risk from the Berserker. But I think my answer to that's going to be to make sure that I have some people, people with an Overwatch set up. Okay, so unfortunately, Frantic Whisper doesn't have cover at the moment.
On your order.
So, Pistol Overwatch I don't expect to accomplish much, but we'll have him ready for the next round. Boom boom. I really got to get somebody up on this higher level to protect Mox. There's not a lot of great cover here. Okay, so I really feel like I'm tempting fate with a grenade, but... So what am I looking at?
Covering now.
I'm not sure that's going to do what I want it to do. And then with Kite... Whatever. Yeah, unsurprisingly that didn't turn out.
Come on, focus.
I kind of feel like this is going a little... I feel like this is a little too cautious. I will do an 8 on Mox. Again, against my better judgment, but I'm a little scared about what happens with that Berserker. Alright, so bringing Mox definitely paid off.
You have been charged.
Can summon savage allies, immune to melee damage, regenerates lost health, shell-shocked, increased damage from explosions, and adversary skirmishers. Okay.
And I am your punishment.
So we'll see whether or not that decision to hold back was worth it. This is not going to be...
That's one of the elders chosen, and it's not going to make things easy on us.
This is not going to be good
Let's
for
try to take
the
care of it as quickly as possible.
mission, I don't think. I think we're going to wind up losing too many civilians.
Adjusting aim.
Okay, fortunately he didn't get an attack, so I kind of need to deal with him. This coming round.
For soon you will join them.
Okay, that's good news. So the Spark can save this guy, unless it's a unless it's a faceless one.
On approach.
Cool. I'm a little disappointed that oh, okay, it's because it's that.
Hostile threat destroyed. The death of these subordinates will prevent nothing.
Alright, so I'm taking a bit of a risk doing this with the Berserker, but confidence is at an all-time high. Confidence is substantially diminishing. Alright.
Weapon ammunition is low. I require ammunition.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, I better have a plan for dealing with this. God, I'm gonna be so mad at myself for doing this, but I'm going for it anyway.
Say so.
No, I'm doing this instead. Worth it.
It's dead. It has to be dead. Could use some ammo over here.
Alright. Kite is good with swords, but unfortunately that doesn't mean a lot against these guys, so...
Heading out.
So unfortunately, Frantix is not just generally not in a good position to do anything. So the question is, where's my next engagement going to come from? I know there's another Berserker sort of in this area.
10-4.
I might be able to get him to like scoop up some civilians or something like that. I don't think he's going to move from that cover, so we'll just throw some... Oh, that worked. I feel like the game is being a little merciful. Little merciful to me in terms of its in terms of the RNG. Mox is gonna get it in the throat though. Ooh.
Try as they might, occasionally they do succeed.
Alright. I think we can work with this, but... Oh, that's gonna be... Oh no, they haven't seen us yet. Jesus Christ. This Warlock is no joke. I've never fought him before.
You will make a fitting sacrifice for the elders.
Okay, so it's a pretty obvious move with the Muton.
I am the victim. For every fallen child of the elders, humanity will repay a tally in flesh.
Ugh. So,
Moving to position.
problem with all the Mutons is that I don't have... I think I just got...
X-ray neutralized.
Okay, that guy's still alive. Good.
Gonna need to reload soon.
What the hell do I do with Boom Boom? I don't think that'll blow up.
I'm trusting you here.
Okay, so I'm gonna set him up on an Overwatch instead. Okay, fortunately Frantic can do his sniper rifle. I don't think it should be... Yikes! Alright.
Shot failed to connect.
So I kind of want... Basically what I want to do with the Spark here is I want to get them sort of in the fight, but I don't want them to just, like, perish to a foolish... Well, here's what I can do.
On the move.
So the question now is... Okay, so Spectral, there's the Berserker. I feel like the rocket should be reserved for a time when I can actually like when I can kill some cover, so let's see what happens. I may wind up regretting this choice, but I did give this thing some pretty heavy armor for a reason. Of course. Alright.
Optical system recalibrating.
Alright.
Ammunition depleted.
Let's think a little bit about what my next move is. Alright, that thing's gonna blow, so
I'm going.
going?
Those without faith
Wait,
perish.
I thought that should be dead.
Imminent threat detected.
Shot failed to connect. We're losing civilians left and right, Commander. We need to get these people out of here.
Your forces will perish, and you will return to the Elders, Commander.
Okay. So obviously reloads first up. I'm curious if there's a move I can do with a grenade. Not really. Alright, well this is both the higher percent chance and the bigger threat at the moment, so... This almost feels like a waste, but I am gonna... He's such a good chance to hit, so...
Target eliminated.
A spark can probably start doing some somewhat meaningful replies. So my big question here is if I want to get Mox in the middle of the fight, or if I want to start securing some civilians. In this case, I think I'm gonna go for the objective, because Mox is a little weak, and I do kind of want to preserve the option. This could go really bad for me.
Do your new compatriots know of your
Oh no, I knew it!
service to the Elders? Do they truly understand what you have done to humanity?
Kite is nowhere near where he needs to be to fix that. I am probably going to lose Mox.
On the move.
Alright. That was a pretty obvious choice.
I need ammo.
I gotta go for the reload. I'm probably gonna lose this civilian as a result of that, but...
Threat eliminated. They should feel proud in having died for the glory of the Elders.
So I guess the other thing I can try doing is an aid protocol for Mox, but...
No problem, boss.
But I don't think an aid protocol is going to save him from what's coming to him, so...
Running dry.
We cross time and space to serve the Elders. Triaging damaged systems.
That was obviously a lot of damage, but
Servants will never cease
we
their attacks.
we did okay. So if Mox doesn't die, I'll be happy, but it's looking kind of grim for him. Jesus.
Threat increasing. How long did you think you could hide?
Okay.
Okay, I'll go.
If I can take that purifier out on a coin toss, great. I was kind of hoping he would blow up and take out his companion.
We got that one.
Your continued defiance of the Elders will only strengthen my resolve. We triumph.
I gotta get him close to the
Running low.
to the medkit guy.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, so he's got the med kit, but he's not in a good place to use it. We'll move him up at least. I might as well.
Get it together.
It'll just maximize the use of his reload next time. So I can do 72% on an admin mech, 32 on a muton behind heavy cover. So the choice is kind of obvious. We'll strip down the advent mech armor. Now Frantic Whisper can make slightly better use of his turn.
Located target assets. X-ray neutralized.
So now we got to decide what to do with Kite. I don't think he can use his blade to solve his problems. So unfortunately, I didn't plan this out very well. He's used up his ammo. So
Back online.
reload. Oh man, he can't even. That sucks. Okay. Well, we'll move him up
On
then.
your order.
Taking hostile weapons fire.
So I'm assuming he's just gonna sit back here and be a jerk. I feel like these are a bigger problem when there's a lot of enemies on the screen too. I feel like these things are sort of designed to divert my fire more than anything. But yeah, basically my immediate goals this turn are going to be to get Mox. I want Mox healed. I want. There is no good. Yeah. See, here's the thing that's tricky about these zombies. Both of their blast radius or radii are. Okay. Well.
I'm on my way.
It's a complete waste of a perfectly good.
Target destroyed.
Okay, so
Of these subordinates is as meaningless to me as it is to you.
the reason I did that was so that I can move this guy. Unfortunately, there's no good locations for him. So I'm going to do something particularly reckless.
What's over there? I need ammo.
Is that really all I can do?
Go, go, go. Go.
Again, I'm just trying to lock as many of these guys away as I can. Okay. So my choice with Kite was basically the whole reason I ran up into melee range with that guy was so that Kite could clean up with his shotgun.
Hostile target down.
So in this particular case, I'm going to do a reload and fire, and then I'll move my next guy up to heal Mox.
They will fight no more.
And I forgot, it looks like he didn't actually have the rupture enabled, so I think
You're gonna be fine.
I ran everybody away from him for no reason. Oh well. We'll be ready to take on the Warlock.
Getting a little toasty
I
here.
cannot hide wait for long. My power precedes me wherever I go.
Okay, so normally I'd like this guy to reload, but I want to get the loot.
Rolling out. I think this is the package.
I'm really reluctant to move people too close to civilians now, so in this case I'm just going to do blue moves and reload. The Spark's going to be my main, sort of my main means of hunting down the Warlock, because I think he's the only thing that's left in this map, other than probably another Faceless. Can I grapple? Can't grapple where I want to.
As you command.
Bingo!
Commander of Earth Resistance.
And conveniently, he's right beside.
Battle. After serving my master so very well for so many years.
Right.
Come.
Shut up and let me fight you already.
That's the Elder's Warlock. All reports indicate he's nearly as dangerous as they are when it comes to psionic capabilities.
My weapon is almost depleted.
Okay, Kite, let's get you... Again, I don't want to risk whatever might happen over there, so we're going to get him into the middle of the fray. I don't think the Warlock's going to be taking out civilians. He hasn't so far, so...
Movement request confirmed.
I haven't learned my lesson.
Status confirmed. We've secured a civilian contact.
By the Elder's favor, I am reinforced.
Jesus. I hope these things go away when when he dies. At least they're running into sort of my main force. Oh, am I gonna be able to blow up that?
One of our soldiers is in a daze. We need to snap him out of it. Solid copy. Don't move. You'll be all right.
Okay, I've got some ideas about how to handle this one.
Take this.
So that was why I was willing to give up Frantic Whisper's
Myself to the Elder's
shot.
vision. I will take this defeat
The rest-
as a sign that I must elevate myself to a higher stratum.
Great job, Commander. But there's no trace of that Chosen left. I've got a feeling we haven't seen the last of them. Still, at least we ruined their plans today.
The rest of this is basically just cleaning up the Faceless, and I'm assuming that one of these things is going to transform after we kill this. But one of the main reasons I wanted to take out the Chosen was I wanted to see whether or not the summons would go away. And sure enough. So this might be a problem because some of the civilians might die. We'll see what we can do with this.
Route to target.
Yes, I could have saved the civilian, but I want the loot. Alright, so Rogue, let's put you find some cover for an Overwatch.
Come get some.
Yeah, so I'm not so worried about that thing anymore. and they're coming after my guys, so... Oh, I thought he got a swipe. I was like, ooh, this is going to turn bad. And Frantic Whisper's kind of been our... he's kind of been the go for this round, so let's give him the coup de grace.
Hostile terminated. Menace 1-5, status confirmed. We're not picking up
So
any
I think that was only
additional contacts. The AO
Mox
is
who got
clear.
damaged.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Okay, so I know the Warlock's the one I'm most worried about. Operation Laughing Sphere, 10 of 13 civilians rescued, 2 wounded. Let's randomize it again. Car is a nice touch. It'll work. Sorry guys, I know the commentary's probably gone down in
Despite the best
in quality.
of our noble peacekeepers, their work today to wipe
I am
clear
quite
an
tired, so...
unauthorized camp
Oh my god, we
belonging to
lost like 3
criminal
followers over that
elements
time.
outside the
Okay.
city was thwarted by the barbaric group XCOM. Know that we will not be deterred by this ongoing campaign against peace.
The Elders Chosen are incredibly resilient. Despite our victory over them today, we still have much to learn if we wish to destroy them permanently.
So, oh yeah, the spark took damage, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so this this sort of achieved its secondary goal, which is to sort of level up a few of these characters. So I'm definitely in need of good rangers. I think I'm gonna make Kite also a runner and gunner. I was sort of thinking about Conceal, but I feel like Conceal and Shadow Strike should be together. I think I will go Scanning Protocol, but I feel like I should probably be bringing more medics than I am. And we can give you Whiplash, attach an enemy with an electrical lash. This attack does not cost an action. That sounds spectacular. Full throttle, gain +2 mobility with every kill this turn. And your grenades deal +2 damage. Well, we'll definitely do Whiplash, because that sounds amazing. Zero in subsequent shots on the same turn, +10. Oh, I do like the idea of zero in. Yeah, let's do that. And the Spark. So we already went for Bulwark. So Rainmaker, equipped with heavy weapons, deal +2 damage and have an increased area of effect. Or Strike, attack an enemy with power. Of course I gotta go for Strike. I'm liking the Spark a lot. Alright, 10 rescued civilians, advanced hair trigger, another data pad, Illyrium core, 4 muton corpses, 2 berserker corpses, a purifier corpse, 3 faceless corpses, an advent mech, and a partridge in a pear tree. This unusual specimen is clearly afflicted by some form of extreme muscular hypertrophy, although how the species came to exist in this state will require a thorough examination. I suspect that the research could lead to varying enhancements for our own troops, perhaps even some means of intensifying their own thirst for combat.
Hello, Commander.
Resistance in West Africa is grateful for your efforts to repel the aliens' retaliatory strike. With XCOM's ongoing protection, the Resistance will continue to flourish. Cool. Alright, so, by way of conclusion, sorry if this was a little dull for, especially for the Raiders, but everyone else. I always take it as a little bit of a discouraging sign when such a large number of people unfollow in one go.
These horrific experiments on our people should come as no surprise. But that does not make them any less unsettling. As we have seen, they would take not only our power and our world, but the essence of our very being as well.
So much talking. That's the only thing about War of the Chosen, is that it feels like the amount of dialogue has just, like, exploded. We'll say not now. So the plan is going to be...
Soon the Elder's vision will be complete, and the
Avatar will rise to fulfill the long-awaited prophecy.
So obviously in 6 days we're gonna. I'm assuming it's basically just gonna be a hunt for one of these chosen, which I suspect will be a pretty difficult fight. What I'm thinking right now, the Avatar project. I mean, I sort of intended it to go close to the edge so that I could get, I could get as much coverage as I could. But I have hit my maximum in terms of contacts, and now I'm short on supplies. So the aim of doing a boost, or basically to try and cover as much of the map as I could early on, is just to get a really robust economy, which is more or less paid off. But I did have a problem with the number of contacts. So I think what our next few turns are going to be, I think the first thing we'll do is I'll take the B team to a black site so that we can knock down 1 point on the Avatar project. Within 6 days, it's not clear if the supply drop or the covert action will finish first. But I think probably what it will be, A team takes out the chosen. B team takes out a black site. Depending on where we are, we might immediately transition into the next black site. And then the expectation would be, because it's just been a pure flat out burn into combat, then that should mean that I'm able to spend some time doing infrastructure. So this means probably building a tower in South America. And if I can't afford the tower in South America, then I will pay to I'll pay to upgrade the comms facilities, and then we'll make some more instant contact with sort of relevant regions. The Africa bonus is just so good, so I think we'll be going for South Africa and East Africa. And obviously East Africa will give me access to New India, which is the only remaining black site. So yeah, it's going to be a little dicey just because, depending on what the Avatar project does, like that can ruin our day or not, like depending on how many more like red dots come up. But of course, once we finish Into the Fire, we should have access to, knock down Avatar project again, or I'll have my teams together. I mean, as far as what's available after the people who I don't really want to be putting on missions, Kite 260, Mox, who isn't, I mean, I'm not going to be going after the Warlock, so that's fine. Space Hopper. Okay, sorry. So don't worry, this is a healer, and they'll be available in 4 days, so they'll be ready in time for the fight. Actually, everything will be available in time for the... Yeah, so it's Kite. Kite is the only person who will not be available for the fight in the den. We've got sort of, majors, captains, lieutenants of pretty much everything to handle the fight. And then, I mean, the B team, it's probably going to be lieutenants and sergeants, I think, for the black site. So I feel like we'll be okay. It was the Templar who was the one I was missing out on. But yeah, I mean, obviously I want to bring the Reaper for the one that they're after. So as long as I sort of juggle the Avatar project well enough, I basically have the next 2 or 3 weeks plotted out for me. I am looking forward to the next supply drop though, because I want to change around my cards a little bit. I've got sort of the soldiers that I want at the moment, so we can switch that out for something more meaningful and probably try to gain some more abilities. Anyways, guys, I am like an hour and a half over the time that I expected to finish tonight. As always, XCOM is a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. On Friday, it's possible I'll do XCOM, but I really do think I should do Mass Effect, and I know I did say to Sean Bean it was most likely that I would be doing Sean Bean SM, not the actual Sean Bean, obviously, that I'd be doing Mass Effect. The only thing I will kind of give as a bit of a caveat, if I don't feel like I'll do the game particularly well, I do always sort of reserve the right to to switch things around. But that's only because if Mass Effect is not working for me at the moment, I don't think anybody's going to be served by me sitting down and complaining about the game for 45 minutes, let alone 4 hours. The only thing I will say is there is a birthday that I'm going to. So I will probably be starting later than you're used to me starting. And I will do my best. So the plan with Friday is I want to at least make an appearance. I don't necessarily need to stay for a long time. Yes, I am. Oh yeah, no, I again, you were really good about that, Sean Bean, but it's probably, it doesn't, especially having a few people in the channel, especially with some new people to the channel, I don't think it hurts to just sort of say, it's like, I don't idly say I'll play X game on that day just so I can break a promise. But obviously, especially with Mass Effect, because last week I was really struggling on some of the side missions, and I just think it came off that I wasn't enjoying the game that much. I much prefer putting on a cast that people enjoy than trying to fulfill kind of an arbitrary thing that I set for myself. But with that in mind, I am enjoying Mass Effect, so I can see, I can definitely see myself balancing the two. And playing Mass Effect for the first time. Anyways, general plans. Mondays will always be Stellaris. Friday, I will very likely do Mass Effect, although it will potentially be a later cast, and I will tweet as soon as I have an idea about when I can start. Next Wednesday, depending on how it goes, a lot of this is now contingent on my research. So I've got a big project which I've been dying to do on cast for a while now, and it's involved me signing out a lot of books and doing a lot of research, and it's really dragging down at the moment. So I still want to do it for August, but August is coming to a close, so I might have to delay it until September. But anyways, it's going to be something that I think will be pretty cool, and I think you guys will like it, but it's going to require some effort on my part to balance everything. So for now, it would be safe to say, Grand Strategy on Mondays for sure, most likely Stellaris, and at the moment I'm going to be juggling Mass Effect and XCOM for most days, but that doesn't necessarily mean I won't throw a cheeky, surprise game in every once in a while. And then I think when I do the sort of surprise cast, I'm going to focus on that for a bit, not at the exclusion of other games. But you'll sort of see why I'll want to keep a bit of a continuity going on in that one. And I hope you guys enjoy it. If it doesn't turn out well, I don't mind abandoning it, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Anyways, let's find somebody to host. As always, I want to take a minute and make sure I give credit. So clearly there's some people who do hosts during the stream, but there's a lot of people who do auto hosts, and they mean just as much to me. So everyone hosting me: Spurious ECG, The Unknown Brigade, Miss Ariella, Yorkshire Bastard, Flowfi, Mr. Franz, Maka Angzir, Starbright Knight, Johnny Big Time, Malicide, Ulster Fighter, Mingo Duck, Kaylee Cakes, Nubasaur 42, The Rambler 146, Vanguard Master, Inferno Fowler, Cyberdog K9000. Did I say Custom Games? I think that was the last one. And Octavian Zero did give me an auto host a little bit earlier, so thank you for that, guys. And yeah, that's it for me. Let's find somebody to host and call it a night. I have hosted, yeah, you know what? I've hosted him a few times, but Kilgore Trout really is a great classic streamer, so I don't mind doing this all. He's currently playing Shadowcaster. If you haven't checked him out, he's a wonderful guy. Plays a lot of games that sort of came out. He can remember playing them when they first came out. Really, he really does. he's great for the GOG team because he really communicates the joy that he got from playing those games for the first time. Really knowledgeable about games, and just incredibly friendly streamer. So I always feel safe sending you along to Kilgore's place. Also, we're getting close to the time that he usually does his box and movie hype. So that's always fun. He'll show off some of the old games that he has or some of the movies that he's got. He's got an incredible movie collection, so be sure to stick around for that. Anyways, guys, thank you very much. I've talked too much, so we'll see you next time. Have a good night.